Hi, this is Lane 8492. This will be the second of three true crime story videos I've decided to do this evening. This one is a case that I'm very well familiar with. First saw this in the episode of Stalked Someone's Watching, the episode called Evil Intent. And the other one was from the series Deadly Women called Killer Cougars. This was the case of Dr. Shirley Jane Turner. She was a doctor up in St. John's in Newfoundland, Canada. And of course, she would cross paths with an American medical student planning to be a doctor who was 12 years her junior, named Andrew David Bagby. She was interested in him, but he decided to be in a relationship, but he wasn't into anything serious with her. But she wanted to make it more than, which pushed it past his boundaries. And she was clingy and thinking that she was going to have Andrew all to herself. But on the day Andrew David Bagby was to graduate, she was not fond of the idea that Andrew Bagby was inviting his ex, Heather, who he was once engaged to, but maintain a good, close friendship with her. And she got on the phone and got snippy with his ex, Heather. And after graduating, Andrew Bagby realized that what he and Shirley Turner wanted were extremely different things. And he had had enough of her paranoid and insecurity that Andrew Bagby decided he'd had enough of this, and that he returned to the United States and took a job as a doctor at a family medical practice in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. And he wasn't even done unpacking that Shirley Turner just wouldn't let him go, despite that Andrew's trying to move on. Shirley Turner would just keep calling Andrew Bagby so many times, and he'd just keep telling her, "Stop calling me. Leave me alone. We're through, Shirley. Leave me alone." But she just wouldn't take no for an answer. This story best demonstrates that with stalkers, it's not just women who deal with scary men who won't take no for an answer. Men also deal with scary women who won't take no for an answer. And Shirley Turner is the perfect example of a creepy woman who won't take no for an answer. She tried to fake being pregnant just to win him back, but when Andrew Bagby discovered she wasn't, he was furious, feeling that she had just deceived him. He sent her on a flight back to where she took a job in Iowa, then drove all the way back just trying to win Andrew back. And he decided to meet up with her to tell her that he is done with her once and for all. But his friends and colleagues were telling him, "Don't do it, Andrew. You don't know what she's capable of." And he told Shirley that they are through, that he's done with her. He wants this woman, this creepy and crazy woman, out of his life. And that's when Shirley Turner pulled out a gun and declared to Andrew that if she couldn't have him, she'll destroy him. And that's when she shot him. And little did Andrew realize at the time when Shirley murdered him, she was 1 month pregnant with their son, who would wind up being Zachary Andrew Bagby. And sadly, Andrew David Bagby was the only child to his parents, David and Kate Bagby. She would even call them trying to win Andrew back, and they had had enough of it too. And Shirley Turner returned to Canada because she probably knew the police were going to be on her, being that his friends and colleagues said Shirley Turner is the perpetrator. And she returned back to St. John's in Newfoundland, Canada, and she was granted bail. But from what I read, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police had warned the judge, "Don't do it. She's dangerous and doesn't deserve to be out on bail." But she knew she couldn't fight extradition forever, so that's when she drugged Zachary Andrew Bagby and jumped into the ocean, where she drowned herself. From what I saw in this story, that she had just sabotaged every relationship of hers. And according to Deadly Women on the episode of Killer Cougars, Dr. Shirley Jane Turner left in her suicide note saying that she is not evil, she's just sick. But the real problem with her is she just couldn't take rejection, and she just couldn't maintain self-control of how she acted, and how she couldn't handle dealing with men who didn't want to be with her anymore. But remember, it's not just men who present red flags to women. Women can also present red flags to women. So remember this, it's not just men who stalk women, women stalk men. And you got to be careful. There's sorts of crazy people out there who won't take no for an answer. And Shirley Jane Turner was one of the most perfect examples of that. Well, hope you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think. Thanks.